UFC is finally back, and today I will be giving you my UFC 324 main card predictions. Let's get straight into it. We're kicking off the main card with an absolute banger. We got John Silva versus Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen has been one of the most well-rounded guys in the featherweight division for the last couple years now. He's got good hands, clean grappling, and he's got a granite chin. He's comfortable when he goes into the fire, and he's never been finished in his career. Across from him is a guy who is going to absolutely test that chin. John Silva is a complete nutcase. He's aggressive, confident, and constantly looking to create chaos to throw his opponent off. He's not afraid of anything on the feet. He's constantly looking to put his opponent in an uncomfortable situation and land that big shot to end the fight. The big question for this fight is control versus pressure. If Allen can slow the fight down and pick his shots, it might be a long night for John Silva, but I really don't see that happening. I think that John Silva's pressure is just going to make Allen completely uncomfortable, and the pace that he brings is just going to be way too much for him to handle. My official pick for this fight is going to be John Silva by unanimous decision. I know John Silva is a very good striker and he's finished a lot of guys, but Arnold Allen is about as tough as it gets when it comes to the chin, and he is not going to go down easy. That's going to take us to our next fight, Rose Namajunas versus Natalia Silva. I'm not going to waste too much time on this fight, and I'm going to let you know Rose Namajunas by decision. Which brings us to a fight I am extremely excited for. We got Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis needs no explanation. He's one of the most dangerous knockout artists UFC has ever seen. He doesn't need volume or momentum. He just needs one shot and you're going to bed. I will say Derek Lewis did shock the world when he knocked out up-and-coming heavyweight fighter Talison Texera in under 35 seconds. It's safe to say he's going to be looking for that one big shot. As for Waldo, he represents that new generation of heavyweights. He's a long, athletic guy who's extremely technical, shows great composure, and can put the lights out. His last fight was beyond impressive when he knocked out Shamil Gaziev in the first round with a clean shot. For Waldo Cortez Acosta, this fight strictly comes down to his discipline. He's got to stay sharp, not go into the fire with Derek Lewis, and stay out of the way of those overhands. My official prediction is Waldo Cortez Acosta by knockout. I believe Waldo's patience and shot selection will be too much for Derek Lewis to handle, and he'll probably take him out in the early second round. Which brings us on to our next fight, Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. Sean O'Malley is obviously one of the best strikers in the division. He's got those sharp counters, creative angles, and the ability to trade shots in the phone booth. Although he's on a two-fight slump, both of those losses were to the former champ Merab. I think Sean's confidence is much higher going into this fight, and we'll see a more composed Sugar than we have recently. Stylistically, Song Yadong is the complete opposite of Sean O'Malley. Song is just straight pressure, power, and durability. He's a strong, fast guy who's willing to eat a few shots to land his own, and he's improved his boxing a ton over the last few years. Song Yadong is definitely looking to pressure Sean O'Malley with volume and physicality. This is just your absolute classic distance versus pressure matchup. O'Malley's able to stay long, pick his shots, time everything right. It's going to be a long night for Song Yadong. But on the other hand, if Song can just stay in his face, be gritty, and pose that pressure, it's going to be a long night for Sean O'Malley. My official prediction for this fight is going to be Sean O'Malley by unanimous decision. I think Sean's going to be very patient during this fight, pick his shots well, but I don't see him taking out Song Yadong. Which brings us to the main event of UFC 324. We got Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight championship. Obviously, Justin Gaethje is the complete embodiment of violence. He's got clean boxing, ridiculous toughness, and he's been fighting the best lightweights throughout his entire career. He has grown as a fighter tremendously throughout these years, and he is by no means washed up. On the other end, we have Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. His game is built off patient pressure, smart grappling, and making the best of every opportunity he gets in the octagon. He is confident against anybody on the feet, and he can grapple at a very high level. His confidence has been absolutely through the roof since entering the UFC, and nothing is changing going into the biggest fight of his career. This fight 100% is going to be a banger. My official prediction for this fight is Paddy Pimblett by TKO. I think Paddy's patient pressure is going to be too much for Justin Gaethje to handle, and the longer the fight goes, the more trouble he's going to be in. Gaethje's not going to look to take this fight to the ground, but if Paddy gets a hold of him, he's going to put a ton of pressure, just like he did against Michael Chandler. I am absolutely sold on the Paddy hype, especially after what he did in his last fight, and I can't wait to watch this one go down. And that's going to do it today for my UFC 324 predictions. If you agree or disagree with anything I said, please let me know in the comments below. For all your MMA media needs and highlights, follow Combatwire, and we will see you in the next video.